We are Tracker Radio, your number one online talk radio station.
I'm sitting wondering if you're here with me.
We educate, entertain, inform, and inspire you. Follow us everywhere on social media at the Tracker Radio. Tracker Radio, keeping you on track with talk that matters.
Life, they say, is beautiful, but what we do with life makes it even more beautiful. Good evening and welcome to today's edition of the program Flipping Chapters. I remain your girl, Praise Obaribirin. And today we're going to be continuing chapter 3 of Tobi Loba's short story titled When a Man Wants. Wondering where the story is going? I'm so super excited to see where the story leads today. Let's go. Vince sat at the balcony watching and laughing at the football game that was taking place in front of him. Lisa was playing against 3 children who lived nearby, and they were beating her so well. Joe came outside to meet him. "So, what's the score now?" he asked. Taking a seat beside him, he was holding a cup of soda in his hand. Vincent tried to speak, but finally brought up his tab and typed in the words 5-0. Oh my God, these children have really planned for Lisa today. They both watched in interest as Lisa ran across the field and missed a catch, making her fall flat on her face, so everyone laughed at her. She soon got up and started chasing the boys that had caused her to fall. "The girl is something else," Joe said proudly, while Vincent nodded. "How old is she?" Vincent typed again. "She is 22. Her mother died while giving birth to her. She means the world to me." Joe stopped, took a drink, and continued. "She is through with her education, and out of all the big hospitals she could have worked in, she chose to work with her retired father." Vincent smiled. He was impressed. "I'm just so worried about her." "Why?" Vincent gestured. The older man sighed. "She has never been into any relationship. I really hope she's not a lesbian." Vincent chuckled. "I mean, she's beautiful and all. She knows this also. All the men I have tried to link her up with were either too dull or not interesting or too proud. She always has something she hates about men." Vincent smiled, and looking at Lisa, who was now approaching them, he typed again, "Maybe the right man is not yet here." Joe scuffled and gulped down the remaining soda. "Hi, Dad. Let me go in and freshen up and I'll be right back." "Hi, Vince. It's good to see you're not naked." She winked at them both before disappearing into the house. Joe instead laughed at Vincent. "Don't feel embarrassed. She jokes a lot." Vincent shook his head. The lady knew how to affect his good mood. "You know, she was the one who found you." Vincent was taken aback. He didn't know that. "Yes, she did. She went to do some research for her thesis in Africa, so she decided to take a shorter route. That was when she heard a call for help and she asked the driver to stop. The noise was so loud, and by the time she got close to the place, it was already in flames. So she called me, and somehow we managed to bring you out before the house burnt down." Vincent was quiet. He couldn't bring his mind around what could have happened to him. How had he gotten to that place? What about his family? Wouldn't they be worried about him? Even if they are, they wouldn't recognize him. And he? He had no idea if he would ever regain his memory again. He began to type again. Will I ever regain my memory again? Joe stared at him. He could sense pity written all over the old man's face as he replied, It's difficult to say, Vincent, but your voice will start coming steadily but slowly. Somehow. However, about your memory, we will need to jog it a little bit. I think I know where to start from. Vincent grimaced as Lisa came in, interrupting them. She looked fresher and prettier with her ponytail and bumped shorts. He said nothing. The girl always gave him the cramps. To think she had been seeing him naked all the while was just unbearable for him. If he had his way, he would avoid her all the time. We just need to take you back to the place where I found you, she added. If that's okay, and if you're willing to go back. Vincent typed, Is it far from here? He watched as both father and daughter exchanged glances. You bet, Lisa replied. We're presently at Georgia right now. We need to take you back to Africa where it all happened. Vincent raised his brows. Africa. He nodded. Joe nodded. Africa doesn't have the necessary equipment to save your life, so we brought you here. Vincent was quiet. This was more than he had thought. These people had risked everything for him. They had taken him in and just gave him life. He was more than grateful. With shaking hands, he typed, Thank you. You're welcome, son. If you want to go back to Nigeria, you know that no one will recognize you and you won't remember anything for a while until your memory comes back slowly. It's like you starting a new life afresh. Vincent nodded. He knew all this already. So, no problem then. Lisa will accompany you. She's working on a project right now and you're going to be her case study. It's about memory and creation of a new identity. So you will both help each other. Okay, this wasn't what he had in mind, definitely not with her. As if reading his mind, Lisa came closer, putting a hand on his shoulder. Why was she always touching him? So, first things first, we need to get your passport ready so you are sure. So, are you sure you're ready for these things? The younger man tried not to grimace, but slightly he nodded. Even though he would have preferred Joe, but what choice did he have? So, Fred, are you ready to see Africa for the first time? The little boy shouted, Yes, Daddy! I just want to see Africa. Anika watched as her husband and son were getting all excited about going back to Africa. She slowly wiped her hands with the napkin on the table. She wasn't comfortable with the whole idea. They have moved to Kentland immediately after their wedding, a year after Freddie was presumed dead. When she had finally decided to move on with her life and now she was going back. Are you okay, love? Her husband asked from the dining table. Yes, love, I am, she replied smoothly, her lip bent in a sweet smile. I can't wait to go back home. And this is where we come to the end of today's episode of the program Flipping Chapters. Tune in next week for another interesting episode. This story is sure getting more interesting and intriguing. And you can also follow us on our social media handles at The Tracker Radio on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at the Tracker Radio. I remain Praise Obaribirin. Until next week, stay blessed.
Tracker Radio, keeping you on track with talk that matters.